Hi guys, we're live. I'm actually in Iowa today, sitting in a Hy-Vee restaurant, and you can see behind me, Hy-Vee is sponsoring Caitlin Clark, so I guess Hy-Vee's sponsoring us today. Can you hear me? Okay,
Yeah, no, you're fine.
cool, good, 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 good. All right, guys, I hope everybody out there hears us. I did send out a warning to all the groups to let them know that we are going to be at 3 o'clock today. Somebody's online. I'm not sure who. Okay, we're here to talk about the game that was yesterday. Now, this game, I think, in my personal opinion, kind of went the route of the Michigan State game, kind of an ugly win. And I told everybody last week, you know, that I think all of our games are going to be like this the rest of the year. They're going to be nail biters and they're going to be kind of ugly because our receivers can't catch the ball. And when you got a quarterback who out of 21 times can only complete 6 passes, and I believe you said that was a 34%.
Yep.
I'm a little disappointed because last week it seemed like he was on the money. It's just he wasn't getting any help from his wide receivers. And this week, about the only person who caught any ball, well, only it was for
Caleb had,
five catches. Eric all caught, and Caleb Johnson caught one. This is crazy. He still got 100 and some yards, a little over
yep.
in the passing, so that's not bad. But on the positive note, our running game returned. That was nice to see. Caleb Johnson returned and showed why we showed why we missed him. We actually missed the guy. I think he had 150 yards or 130
34.
yards, 134 yards. Okay, and LaShawn Williams added 72 of his own, I think.
Yep. And on 5.7 yards per carry.
Yeah, and Caleb had 7.9. But
Yep.
I think the exciting thing
The
about
offensive line did great.
yeah, I think and they even gave Deacon plenty of time to pass the ball. He was never really that rushed that much,
Hmm.
and so I don't know why he was so amped up and threw those balls like he did. But opinion, he's got a.
He was just
You
excited.
think you think if we had a real quarterback coach, somebody could work with him on settling him down a little bit, not getting so amped up on those throws.
No, I think Brian knows the quarterback position. Brian's been around football so long.
Okay.
Every coach coaches different positions. Like this whole idea that Iowa has, it's just amazing on what they think the OC's responsibilities are. And if they, I mean, I didn't play quarterback. I know about the quarterback spot.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Leach never played football at all, and he learned the quarterback spot.
Mm-hmm.
It's just no, that's not what it is. It's him. He was just fired up, and it didn't matter what you said to him. You could do everything you want, try to calm him down.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to him to calm himself down.
Right.
How-
Right. And then I got a charge out of this week. This week, all the headlines was Dante Vines and Hill were running extra 50 passes after practice, and Vines couldn't catch anything that was thrown his way, and it's just like, okay, so that was a waste of time.
Well, it wasn't a waste. It just didn't happen this week.
Yeah.
I mean, they may get better, but I don't see Hill uh, starting again unless LaBosse isn't ready. Like unless he's not healthy or in game shape.
Yeah. Well, this is where you and I disagree because I think Kirk is being downright honest when he says that Hill's their quarterback from here on out. I,
Okay.
I really believe
When
that.
has he ever been honest?
Huh?
When has he ever been honest?
Well, it's the way he
But
said it.
this one
It's the way
time,
he said it. Usually, when he doesn't want to tell
oh
the truth, he dances around the truth.
no,
He doesn't
okay.
come out and say, like some coaches do, and say just the opposite of what he means. He dances around it so he can't be called back on it and say, hey, you said that Deacon was going to be your quarterback the rest of the year, but there's Levis out there quarterbacking.
No, what's going to happen is Hill will get some sort of soft tissue injury.
Mm-hmm.
If Hill gets beat out by the boss, he'll have a soft tissue injury, and Hill will be the emergency
Yeah.
quarterback.
And that's I'll get you got a guy. They believe in. It seemed like the team rallied around him after. Did you notice after the game was over,
Mhm.
all the players coming up and giving him hugs and everything? It's like saying it's okay, just shake it off. There's another game coming. You know.
Well, yeah, they won. The only
Yeah,
thing is winning, and they pretty much dominated that game.
yeah, and that's Kirk Ferentz' philosophy. Just win the game. How we do it, we don't care as long as we win. And apparently, they don't even care about the 25-point game average anymore. It's
Nobody,
obvious.
they know it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know it.
Nothing that matters about that 25 points per game.
Yeah, I know it. But I mean, it's obvious.
But like this game wasn't even close. Kirk won it the way he's won every game. What happened when Iowa took the 20-7 lead? They ran 9 straight times. Worked
they
the
did.
clock.
That's what I said. I was telling my grandson when we were sitting there watching the game, and I was telling him, I says 20-7. Okay, this is where it gets boring because he and his friends were joking about how boring Iowa football can be once they get the lead.
It doesn't. Yeah, no, that's what I don't understand. It's all about winning, though.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Okay, Hill was
68-2.
What's that?
This though.
Hmm?
He's 68-2.
Yeah.
Winning games like this, and the last one they lost, they kept throwing the ball. They threw it 50 times with a 17-point lead. I mean, you can't argue with the results. That's what I tell people.
Yeah, I'm going to come back to Mike's statement because this one is more where we're talking about right now. Okay, excuse me for saying this, but only smooth-brained Iowa fans blinded with hatred care about the 25 points. And, he's right. He's right.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely right. By the way, if you guys can't tell, I think that's the Lions game playing behind my head.
I think when Iowa beats Wisconsin, I can't wait to hear how bad Wisconsin is.
Yeah. Man, I'm hoping you're so right. I mean, honestly, Wisconsin. Okay. Hill is listed as QB.
Wisconsin scares me at all.
Well, Mike, I'm going to say it doesn't mean that they liked him better than Labus. Labus didn't even start practicing until the first week of practice. I mean, until the first game prep week.
Labat's been hurt. Yeah,
he's been hurt. So I think now it just depends on where he is. Has he caught up enough to come in and play if he has to? He's listed as QB2 right now, so obviously he has. He is where he needs to be. He's going to come in the game at one point if he needs to.
This week will be a full out competition. If Labat is still, if he's healthy.
Maybe we could throw Markle in that competition and see what Markle can do as a freshman. Has he ever started a freshman?
No.
I didn't think so.
Redshirt freshman, yes, but not freshman.
Yeah.
That's my dream, man. Get Marco out there, but he has so much to learn.
Yeah. Okay, beat Whiskey. I don't care if it's 2-0, 4-2, 5-4, or 25-21. Just beat those. Yeah. No, I agree. I think everybody agrees. Nobody really cares what the score is as long as we get a win.
Oh, there'll be some fans. If they win 2-0, some fans will go nuts.
Yeah. You can't tell me when we beat Penn State years ago 6-4 that the fans were screaming for offense.
Right. When the quarterback turned around and threw the ball out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, that was intentional.
Yep.
Okay. Darlow says, I hope we get Shannon back soon. I'm thinking he's going to be back this week, guys. Kirk hit it, and Kirk does not get that giddy and usually spill the beans before they're supposed to. But in his post-game interview, he pretty much spilled the beans. He said he'd let us know for sure on Tuesday, but it sounds like Shannon's going to be back. Hopefully he can play because he probably hasn't practiced for a while.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be in game shape. I'm not too sure. I heard he's lost weight, so that won't be good either.
Oh, no, that won't be good either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, when he goes in there thinking he isn't going to play all the time, and he's being a student assistant coach, and he probably is losing weight to get off all that football weight.
Yeah. Keep eating to keep the weight on.
Yeah. So funny is years ago, I was a dairy manager for Albertsons in Urbandale, and Scott Halverson walked in the place because I dealt with him because he was a dairy person at that time doing dairy sales and stuff, and he was trying to help me with get my dairy set the way I needed to and everything. And he looked so short and skinny. I said, "What the heck happened to you?" He says, "Yeah." He goes, he goes, when you don't go on to the NFL very much, then you come in and you lose some weight. Plus, he's a referee now, or who was a football referee. So he probably got in shape to run around the field like that, Okay,
Right.
but yeah, I just had to laugh. I go, man, I wouldn't have recognized you when you walked in.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Mike says the PSU game was the ultimate Big Ten that ever was. We will never see anything more Big Ten.
That was like the national championship game between Alabama and LSU.
Which PSU game? The one we were talking that 6-4 game?
Yes, the 6-4 game.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Sorry, Mike. Dean's trying to catch up.
Yeah. I'm trying to focus in. I'm having issues with my one eye, and things aren't looking. The things are starting to look a little blurry. I might have something going on with the good eye. So things are looking blurry when I try to understand and read. So what did you think of the Hudson Card, or what's his Card, right? Hudson Card is his name. So what did you think of? Oh, right on cue, Mike. What did you think of his performance? Was he the quarterback that you thought he might be coming in, or did he underperform in your opinion?
No, he's exactly who I thought he was. Who I said last week in our pregame show. He's not that good. Mm-hmm. And the reason why Iowa wasn't getting sacks is because quarterbacks were getting the ball out.
Right.
Hudson Card holds the ball, so he was going to get pressure.
Right.
I mean, we could go next week and have the defensive line not get many sacks because the quarterback has to hold the ball long enough, 3 seconds at least, to get a sack. So, but when the quarterback's getting the ball out in the second and a half or 2 seconds, then you're not going to get sacked.
But it's also good too if we cover up his receivers and he has to scramble around the backfield, being chased by our guys. So he either has to throw it out of play or get tackled. Did you see on that one sack toward the end of the game? He just threw that thing up for grabs.
He did that like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, but this one was really crazy because the other times he kind of got it toward a target. This time there was no target. He just threw it up there, and I'm thinking, come on, Iowa player, get underneath that ball.
He surprised the announcers. Like none of us, he definitely wasn't taught that. That was the strangest thing I've ever seen. He did it like 4 times, and I was like, what is he doing?
That's what we thought too, because it's so strange because he might. Okay, so I don't know if it's Hudson Carter, the O-line, or what that was. Our defense has looked all season. Yeah, I thought, man, our defense. They came to play. Like I said, usually I'd have got mad with them on giving up that touchdown because somebody missed an assignment, but one guy missed an assignment, and that caused that first touchdown to happen. And I think it was Castro. Castro was in the wrong place, and he had to try to catch up, and he couldn't do it.
Yeah, it was Castro.
Yeah, okay.
But no, that game went exactly what I had the final score 20-13. No, yeah, 2013, and the final was 2014. So I mean, Purdue wasn't good.
I had 27-26. So obviously, I thought a little more offense was going on.
Yeah,
but I would have had Iowa score close if we hadn't missed the 2 field goals, the blocked one and the miss.
You would have got the score right on the money. Well, no, you said 27, right?
Yeah, that would have been 26.
Yeah.
So let's go back to that missed field goal because obviously they got a delay of game called. How do you get a delay of game call when the clock doesn't start after a timeout?
That's what
the ball snapped.
That's what Kirk was saying. It was strange. Nobody knew. I've never even seen it before in my entire life, and I've watched a lot of football.
Right. Because the clock doesn't start until you snap the ball, right?
Right. Well.
Oh, okay. Well, the ball clock started.
The play clock starts when the refs blow the whistle.
Okay.
But the refs don't usually blow the whistle until both teams get back out on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've never witnessed that before in my entire life.
And the other thing too that bothers me is they had already completed the the hike and put the ball down right before they blew it. So I mean, he just has to hike the ball, right? He doesn't have to put the ball and play it up there, does he? Have a delay a game. I mean,
the delay game, the clock hit 0 before the ball was hiked.
right? Okay, it was. All right.
And I thought they just didn't restart the play clock. I saw the play clock going down, but I didn't think anything of it.
Okay.
Like, they just forgot to start the play clock.
Yeah, and that definitely cost us the 3 points because.
Well, I don't know about that. You see how bad he kicked it?
He did, but he'd been 5 yards closer, and he wouldn't have missed it that bad. It would have gone in barely, but it would have gone in if he'd have kicked the same kick.
I don't know. I don't think so. That ball missed by 10 yards.
It did? I thought it just barely missed. I thought it barely missed.
From my angle, I mean, I don't know, but from my view, he knew he missed it from the time he kicked it. He put his head down, started walking away, shaking his head.
Oh yeah, that's the one Cooper picked off. Yeah, that was funny. He could have had more of those easily.
Yeah, he's not very good.
I'm not as invested as Jason. So after hearing the hype about him, I thought it was going to be another O'Connell, Moore, Bell type BS. Definitely overhyped.
Well, plus Parker's got Purdue style figured out. Parker's got the air raid figured out, which is why I think this week, granted, Wisconsin's going to run the ball a lot. So they're going to have to stop the run.
Jared's comment. I love it. You got to read that. You want me to read it?
I got it. I can.
Okay.
I mean, if he hits the target.
Yeah.
I haven't seen so many bad throws by a quarterback in a long time.
No, those were bad throws, and there's no way to defend those throws. They were bad, and he had time to throw them.
Yeah,
that's just it. I mean, it wasn't like he had these guys breathing down his neck.
Some of the throws went out in God's country. Like, it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, Jared, I said the same thing when at the table we were watching the game out with my grandson, and I said Iowa can never make this easy for us after Purdue scored that 14th point.
That's just not Kirk's style, but we can't argue it.
Yeah,
when he wins, like he's literally 68-2 when he has an 8 or more point lead at any point in a game. And the last loss, so you have to think about what Kirk's thinking. The last loss is that Northwestern game of 2020 when Iowa was up 17-0. Then they proceeded to throw the ball 50 times.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Now my phone's burning up.
And the same thing happened in the Iowa State game, if you remember this year. Iowa was up 20-3 at the start of the fourth quarter against Iowa State. Well, they played back. They made Iowa State have an 8-minute touchdown drive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was exactly the same type of deal. They worked the clock, and it works. He hasn't lost a game since 2020 with this style.
Yeah. So with Nebraska and Iowa State evening up their records to 3-3 this week, does that make our strength of schedule a little bit better?
Yeah, it's all the way up to 38th. Utah State's 3-3. Mm-hmm. Iowa State's 3-3.
Oh, Utah State's 3-3 too?
Yeah.
God, I wanted to watch that game last night too, but the hotel TV was broken because the wind knocked down the dish.
Western Michigan was almost 3-3. They gave Mississippi State a scare. That was good.
They played Mississippi State and gave them a shot. Okay.
Mississippi State couldn't stop Western Michigan for nothing. I think Mississippi State won 42-35 or something like that.
Gary Dolphin, I hope you brought your arm medicine. That's funny.
Every game.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually, as soon as the game ends, I always turn on his post-game show and like to hear the interviews and him and Eddie's comments about the game and stuff. And then the interview when they interviewed Caleb Johnson. I mean, he just couldn't say enough. He was so happy, and he was thanking his teammates. He was, and what surprised me was, is he said, I love Iowa. I love Kirk Ferentz. He's the reason why I came here, and and he said he was in a funk for a couple of weeks. He credited Eric Hall for helping him through that.
And his uncle, his grandpa, his
What's
family.
that?
I think he's getting homesick. That's what it really sounds like.
I can't hear you.
I think he's getting homesick. That's what.
Okay.
He was thanking his grandpa because
Mm-hmm.
he talks to his grandpa like every day.
Oh, you heard the interview too, then?
Yeah,
Okay.
like he was. So maybe a part of his issues of not only wanting to be on the field more, maybe it's just he's getting homesick.
Yeah, performances like yesterday is going to keep him on the field.
Well, did you see he still only got 13 carries?
Yeah, I mean he
was on the field more than he was.
Yeah, well, and he averaged 7.9 a carry.
Yeah.
He's good. What I like about him is he has a couple of explosive plays a game. It seems like,
Mm-hmm.
and so that really helps. That really helps.
He knows how to find a hole.
Yeah. He said on that touchdown run, he said that it was designed for him to go. Oh, you probably heard the interview. It was designed for him to go this one route, but it wasn't there. And he saw another route, and he just took off and went, and the rest was history.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hear him say that, but on that touchdown run, it just opened. Oh, and they were going against a 9-man box and corner blitz on that touchdown run.
Mm-hmm.
So they had 9 guys in the box, and we still ran it right at them for a 67-yard touchdown.
Oh, Suter, where are you at today? Somebody's knocking you.
He's already admitted it. Yeah,
he said something to me last week that it looked like us both predicting that Illinois would be in the thick of it.
Yeah,
we're both wrong.
Yeah, you guys are way off on Illinois, but
I think one of the things that surprised me, Illinois' defense, like Iowa, is not the same defense that they were last year.
Not even close. They lost too many NFL draft picks.
Yeah,
and they lost their defense coordinator.
Right. I mean, I think Iowa is fared better in the defense department this year than Illinois has.
Oh, for sure.
And the other thing with Illinois that doesn't surprise me, but I was shocked, is the fact that they're struggling on offense as well as Iowa is.
Well, they got
turnovers, man.
That
was a turnover fest by both teams the other night.
They have a terrible quarterback. I mean, it's absolutely.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Illinois has they're 0-3 in the Big Ten the Big Ten West right now, and yeah, I would say that any shot that they had at winning the West is down the toilet.
Yeah. What's Nebraska? Are they 1-2? Or
they're 1-2 in the Big Ten? Yeah. Yeah.
With their 1 win over Illinois.
One win over Illinois. Yeah. And Northwestern won, but they won over a school they should have beat anyway.
Yeah, they beat Howard, so I think they're 3-3.
Yeah, they're 3-3 also, and 1-2 in the Big Ten. There's like 4 teams tied at 3-3 and 1-2 in the Big Ten. So it looks like last year we're just going to beat each other up, and it's going to come down to the last week of the season to decide who the West title is. Iowa can go a long ways and be in the driver's seat this weekend, though.
I think whoever wins this weekend will be the champion of the West.
Mm-hmm. Iowa Whiskey deciding. I think it's a little early to say they're deciding the West, but they are. According to Big Ten Network, they are the 2 clear favorites at this point.
I mean, it's not even close. Number 3.
Yeah. And like they said, if Wisconsin wins, which they were kind of hinting they think Wisconsin will start to separate themselves from the rest of the West.
Well, I mean, they can't. They're going to end up tied with Iowa because they got to play Ohio State.
Yes, they do.
If Iowa wins, that will separate them because Wisconsin will still have to play Ohio State.
Yeah. Unless Minnesota gets hot. I
Minnesota.
forgot what they did. They lose the other night, no? They lost to Michigan. Yeah,
They're bad, just like Illinois. God, the West is so bad
yeah. It seems like they're struggling with quarterback play as well. Iowa's struggling with quarterback play, but we're finding a way to win.
because it's not our style.
Right.
If Kirk's style was offense, I was screwed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, he wants to know if Ohio State's overrated because Maryland gave them fits until the fourth quarter when Ohio State started to pull away.
I started thinking that. Well, I still think Michigan's going to destroy Ohio State, but so I don't know how to say they're overrated. I think they're rated like right where they should be. I think they're the second best or third best. I think the Penn State Ohio State game will be for second place in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
The Big Ten
I agree that Ohio State will beat Wisconsin. They're the second or, like you said, they're second or third best right now. I'm saying third best because I think Penn State is more ready to beat them only because Ohio State doesn't score a lot of points like they have in the past. They were scoring 41 points a game last year. You know, they're beating teams and they're selling for wins in the 20s this year against teams that they would have destroyed last year.
Well, they don't have C.J. Stroud, so
right.
Yeah, there's a huge difference. It's like Iowa, and if Iowa had a healthy kick, who knows where I would be as far as.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if Michigan wins the Natty because I'm tired of the Georgias, the Alabamas.
I don't know if Michigan can beat Georgia, but I think that's going to be the national title.
They came close last year.
Right. I think that's going to be the national title game.
Yeah, I think so too. I think right now Michigan, you know, they usually start out a little slow, but once they start to wear the other team down, they just, you know, kind of like they did against Iowa last year. They started out slow, in the West title game, they started out slow. Iowa hung with them, and then in the second half, they get their sea legs, and all of a sudden they're off to the races.
Yeah.
Now if we can only get our quarterback do like Caden did in that game. Where's the Cade that we wanted? But I mean, he won't be back this year, but he'll be back next year.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh yeah, Notre Dame got beat yesterday, so they're not even in the playoffs anymore. And Texas took themselves out yesterday.
Yep.
Sooners probably put themselves in. Maybe you think?
I mean, yeah, if Sooners go undefeated the rest of the way they're in, but they still got to keep winning.
Yeah, they still got to keep winning. The way they're playing, I don't see anybody in the Big 12 who can stop them at this point.
Yeah, the Big 12 is bad.
Yeah. Okay. Colorado wins. Who did they beat?
Arizona State.
Oh.
One of the worst teams.
One of the worst teams in the Pac-12. How bad was the score? What was the score?
They won in the very end of the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a good game. Like, they won it on the final drive. That's how big of a win that was.
Okay, Mike has Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Florida State 3, and Ohio State 4.
I can see that.
Okay, I can see putting Ohio State there until they lose, but when they meet Penn State, there's going to be a loss. I'm sticking to it. Penn State, I think, has looked more solid. I really do.
See how in the world Penn State beats Michigan, but if it happens, it happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know if they'll beat Michigan, but they will beat Ohio State.
Yeah. I mean, that's 100% possible.
Those are going to be two games to really every Big Ten fan will want to sit down and watch. You know, actually 3 because Ohio State, Michigan 2.
Iowa will play Michigan in the Big Ten championship.
Yeah. I still want Penn State, dude. I want that rematch.
I would love it.
I think we'll give them a better game this time.
That would be better for Iowa than Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, OU's okay. He said OU's Oklahoma. Yeah, sorry, Mike. How stupid am I?
What'd you say?
Put an OSU. You put an OU. So Oklahoma 4. Yeah.
Tells you how much I listen to you. I'm treating you like the wife.
Yeah. Neither one of us caught that. Sorry.
I thought he said Oklahoma because it was OU. I didn't realize you said
2 or 3 teams in the college playoffs. Has any conference ever had 3 teams?
No.
Okay.
And it
That'll
won't,
happen next year under the 12-game format.
yeah. And it won't happen this year because it'll one of those teams, unless they go
They're gonna
round
beat each other.
robin.
The three of them are going to beat each other up. Who comes out on top at the end?
I mean, yeah, I think Michigan beats both of them. So
I
that
do.
if that happens, then Penn State and Ohio State, one of those teams will have 2 losses.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with you. Okay, no more questions for you guys? Okay. Okay, so let's get back to a little bit of game talk then. But I could have swore Paul he must have fallen asleep. He must have been on the couch waiting for time to go off and fell asleep.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. I almost did at my brother-in-law's house. I started to fall asleep. He goes, "Hey, what time you got to do that?" And I go, "Oh, I probably won't leave here until about 2:15 and get set up." He goes, "Well, you're right there."
Jared's got Oklahoma State in the playoffs.
Oh, wait a minute. Now he's got Ohio State and Penn State in the playoffs. So Jared thinks that Michigan is not going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm glad. Hey, guys, even though we're way earlier today, I really appreciate you guys showing up and helping us out with the show. Appreciate it. You guys found us even when we were early. Okay, speaking of the Big Ten, can fans stop with this mindset of talking down to people wanting to West just to get blown out in Indianapolis? Who cares? A CCG appearance is huge for money and recruiting. Is he say what is that CCG conference championship?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it's huge. It's huge for Iowa just to get to the championship game. To say that the West champs in the last year that they're going to have divisions.
Do you understand?
They would have won it 3 times if they win it this year. Should be 4 because that loss to Nebraska should have never happened last year.
You know what? Do you understand what he's saying?
No, what's he saying?
He's saying that he's tired of fans not wanting to go to the Big Ten championship because there's a chance they could get blown out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's tired of the mindset.
Okay. Well, let's put it this way. We've been to 2 championships. One we did not get blown out. We lost in the last seconds of the game. And the other one, yes, we did get blown out, but we hung with them for almost 3 quarters, right?
Yep. Being honest, it was before Petrus got hurt.
Yeah.
The moment Alex Padilla came in, the game was over. Couldn't do anything. As weird as that is to say.
Mm-hmm. So Iowa versus Michigan State was not a blowout. No. Oh, I see. Jared's saying what I'm saying, that game was close. Yeah, we lost that game in the final seconds. We had that game won. We just couldn't stop them going down the field. And all these years, I thought it was what's the quarterback's name for the Vikings right now?
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I always thought it was Cousins that did that. No, it was a guy named Cook.
He played.
I was so wrong, and I kept blaming Cousins for it.
He played for the Raiders for a while.
Yeah.
Yep, it was Kirk Cousins was a long time ago.
Well, he was before Cook, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He was the quarterback before. That's probably why.
Yeah, he was a long time ago.
Well, you know what helped me find it is, South Bend was challenging me on some stats on the years, and you saw that, and he ended up being right. But I went back to look in the book, and I found it, and I found the championship game, and I go, oh, Cousins wasn't in that game.
Yeah. No, he sure wasn't.
Okay. All right. Don't remind me of the Nebraska game last year. Okay. I'm sorry. I won't bring it up again, but it still hurts.
For real.
Yeah. Okay. How would you grade Iowa's performance against Purdue? Offense, defense, special teams? Offense, I will give a C only because the running game was there. I thought the O-line gave him plenty of time to pass, but I can't give an A or B when the quarterback wasn't doing his part. Defense, I give an A, absolutely an A. They showed up big time yesterday. I was a little critical of them earlier in the year, but it seems like as the season wears on, they get stronger and stronger. And special teams, hey, no, actually, no. I got to go back to the 2 missed field goals, the blocked one and the missed one. So that one's a B.
Yeah, I mean, offensive line, I'll give a B. Like they created whole like this whole negative fan thing because of one big run. So let me just say that if you take out that one big run,
Uh-huh.
the running back still rushed for 130 yards. Okay, 132 yards, taking out that one run. So if you're going to take out their best run, then you got to take out the time the ball went over the quarterback's head. The quarterback had minus 25 yards rushing because that minus 15 on that bad snap goes
Right.
against the rushing yards, right? So if you do take out that and you take out the minus 25 yards from the quarterback, then Iowa still had 30 carries for 100 and it would be like 140 some yards rushing.
Mm.
If
Yeah.
you take out that one carry, if you take out all of it on 30 carries, so they still, the offensive line still opened up holes.
Yeah, they showed up yesterday. They absolutely showed up. I cannot complain. But now, we finally get the O line doing what they need to do. They open up the holes for the running game. We get the running game going, and then our quarterback can't hit the broadside of a barn.
Yeah, the quarterback position, I'll give a D. I'll give a D because he had open receivers all over the yard.
Mm-hmm.
Good God. It's just,
Okay, here's a question for you. By the way, Paul just texted me. He
yeah,
has come up and he's on his way. You saw
Yeah.
that already.
I saw it too.
Yeah.
But
He said a little more colorful language than that.
the special teams, I'll give a C, and the defense, I'll give a C. The defense just does not know how to get off the field. It's weird. And all these fans want to blame the offense. Well, in the first quarter, Purdue ran 20 plays and 3 drives. So the defense was tired in the first quarter already.
Mm-hmm.
You can't blame the 3 and outs when Iowa, I don't know if Iowa defense had 1 3 and out the whole freaking game.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I was critical of the defense this week because they just, other than the sacks, I guess I should give them a B because of what the defensive line did.
Okay.
But I'm just so tired of them not getting off the field on third down this year. It's so weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. I could. It makes sense what you said. Okay. Do you guys have any confidence that Deacon the Hitman Hill will improve as the season progresses?
I mean, this is the time when you don't know, right? He
Right.
could easily come out and all of a sudden be a stud
Yeah.
because it's about experience, right? If we don't know how good he's going to be, we could talk about that one game, but that was his first start.
Right.
You can't go off of someone's first start and say, "Oh, this kid's going to be bad," because that next game he could come out and be an animal and be a stud.
Right.
Because emotions is a part of it. Knowing that's why experience matters,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I like how Caleb in that interview yesterday had his back and said fans need to understand that this is only his second game out there. He's still trying to get used to the receivers and everybody out there. And so,
Yeah, I mean,
I just love the way they had the teammates had his back. And I think the coaches do too. But I know that you think different. We're going to find out. We'll find out this week
about what?
about whether or not the coaches have his back.
Well, no, they're going to – I mean, it's not about having his back. If Joey's better, Joey's better. And right now, Joey knows the full playbook where Hill doesn't.
Yeah.
So Joey's more accurate than Hill right now.
Yeah. When he played a pretty solid Holiday Bowl game, and he won that as a starting quarterback, I'm kind of actually floored why we don't give him more chance. I understand
he was
hurt. I understand that. But, we're 6 weeks now since he's been back. He's been back practicing for 6 weeks now.
No, he just got back this week.
No, he got back the first week.
No, this is going to be his first week of full practice.
I remember that when they were getting ready for game week, Kirk said he's finally back at practice this week.
He was the emergency quarterback this week. He wasn't even going to play regardless this week. He's still getting healthy.
Okay, all right.
That's why he may not
I was
even.
under a different impression. I thought he'd been back for 6 weeks.
No, he's
Okay.
still nursing that injury.
All right. Do you know what the injury is?
It's soft tissue.
Yeah, they're all soft tissue now. Okay, Mike says obviously it's Brian's fault that Hill couldn't make a pass and the wide receivers couldn't catch when he did make a good throw. But the good play calling was all Phil Parker. We should make him OC in DC. I love the sarcastic humor here.
For real. I mean, that's the way Iowa fans are.
Oh, yeah.
And then they blame Kirk for the offense, but they don't give him credit for the defense. Phil Parker is running Kirk's style of defense that he wants.
Yeah. I love this one too. I got excited when Hill got a TD pass. That was his second completed pass after that. The first one was like I said on our group, oh my gosh, he completed a pass. And then he completes another touch, like, oh my gosh, he completed a second pass.
Yeah, no, those were his last completions, I think, because he completed 6.
Yeah. Yeah, he actually did. I looked it up, and he went 3 for 7 after a 3 for 14 start.
Yeah.
So actually, he did improve after that. They just weren't. They were in the position in the game where he didn't need to throw it much.
Right. The moment they went up and he completed that touchdown pass, and they went 20 to 7.
Yeah, 27. Yeah.
You knew
and and I predicted it just like you predicted it when you said it on the chat. I think every true Iowa fan knew that was coming after that.
Right, and everybody blames Brian. That's not Brian.
I know.
That's Kirk.
I will say this. I haven't heard anybody criticize Brian this weekend so far.
Well, the last 2 weeks have been very good play calling by Brian.
Yeah. I thought those were excellent plays. You complete those plays, we keep the ball moving.
Yeah. I mean, so far it's been 2 good game plans in a row that if it's executed by the receivers and quarterback, I mean, this offense is going to score a lot before the fourth quarter. The problem is when they're up by double digits and we get into the fourth quarter, the offense ain't going to do anything after that. And that's not on Brian.
Yeah. And it says it seems that Hill is good at throwing 20 yards instead of short passes or going deep. The one thing I want to say about that is it seemed like we weren't patient enough. Like we didn't take what was the short game and the grind out game like I was used to.
That's what Deacon don't do. I wish he would. God, he had Williams wide open for a touchdown and he missed him out of the flat.
Yeah. I mean, and it's so nice because you get excited because you see the ball in the air, you see your wide open receiver, then it sails past him. It's like, holy crap.
Like literally nobody covered Williams and Hill throws it almost through a pick in the end zone. Nobody covered Williams, and he throws it right to a freaking linebacker.
I know it.
That was crazy.
Oh, I saw that. I go, at first we thought it was picked when we were watching it because we were far enough away from the TVs. We thought, did that get picked?
Right. All Iowa needs is an accurate quarterback, and that's what Cade was going to bring.
Yeah.
And, of course, he got hurt.
Yeah.
But Hill, we don't know how good Hill's going to be, so nobody can judge Hill yet. One thing you can say is, he's completed 34% of his passes, but you can think of this moment and a year from now go like, man, remember how slow Hill started? And then he's a stud. Remember Peyton Manning throwing 30 interceptions his rookie year for the Colts?
Yeah.
Look what happened after he got experience. I mean, you just don't know in the beginning.
Yeah, can we send him to school, Peyton Manning school?
Right?
Can we send him to Peyton Manning school?
His quarterback coach will have to do that for him, but for real.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the bootleg right before the long TD run was chef's kiss in a great sequence. I guess I don't understand the kiss.
I know what he's saying, but I can't recall the bootleg right before the long touchdown run.
Yeah.
I can't remember the play right before that for whatever reason. But I'm guessing they did a bootleg. Did he complete the pass? I don't.
Yeah. People were complaining about the 3rd and 1, and we failed getting the first.
So was I. I was begging on Twitter. I was begging on Facebook.
I forgot what we did on that play not to get it.
They gave it to Williams, and he lost 2 yards.
Yeah.
And a quarterback sneak, and that's a first down. Like it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's because we proved that with Hill as a quarterback sneak, we can gain a few yards. We can get more than 1 yard with him there.
I mean, remember when Stanley's quarterback? We did that nonstop.
Yeah. Remember the USC game? They just kept doing it.
Yeah, 4 times in a row. So yeah, no, Jared. I mean, I was one of them. I can't talk smack about that one. Before the play even happened, I was begging for a quarterback sneak all over Twitter, everywhere, because they called timeout before that play. I was like, please give me a quarterback sneak.
So, by the way, did you do your live show yesterday, or did you just do the comment in your sections?
I couldn't do a live show. Something happened to my stuff, so I don't know if it's my camera because it sounds like it's windy.
Mm-hmm.
There's no wind, and it was a constant buzzer noise.
Oh, okay.
Like Mike understands, because I believe Mike was in there with me, and everything just went like it was just annoying as hell, and I couldn't watch the game with that. So I don't know what I did. So I got to get a new camera. I'm gonna have to figure out something. Because the laptop works and everything. Everything works fine, but I'm wondering if it's not my camera.
Yeah. So Mike wants to talk about play calling. I'm guessing.
No,
he's just talking about how Brian called a good game.
Yeah, he was talking about the bootleg before the long touchdown run. Must have been a good setup play.
Yeah. Okay, my birthday is Saturday. If a former Wisconsin backup goes into Camp Randall and beats Wisconsin, I'm going to be manic. I think we all be manic. Honestly, you think with him playing his old team that he has a little extra?
Well, that scares me because we got to get him calmed down. We don't want.
Yeah, okay, we don't need to have that riled up.
We can't have him throwing that ball 80 miles an hour. And throwing it 80 yards. He threw that one ball 70 yards in the air, and the announcers were like, "Holy cow!"
So the game's not till 3 next week. So why don't we just put him in like in a chamber that just kind of goes, ooh, and he comes out totally relaxed.
Yeah, one of those things that women do where they get the like the leaves, the tree limbs or whatever.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Like we need to put him in a spa and just let a bunch of people just calm him down.
I like Mike's right here. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on.
That's Ari. Bacon Hill.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. For real, Mike.
Yoga all week for Hill. And not only that, his body will be pretty limber by game time.
Yeah. No Metallica. None of that crazy music on game day. It's going to make his juices flow. Calm.
Yeah, people are all ready. Did you see how angry people were about the game being on Peacock?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
And I actually thought about showing the game because there was a Facebook group that showed the game for people to watch.
Right.
So I was going to try it on YouTube until it got kicked off. But
I have to confess, there were tickets available the night before Purdue game for like $30, $20. I just didn't trust anybody that late in the game. Somebody I didn't know because, I didn't know how the ticket exchange would have to happen electronically and everything. And I just didn't trust it. So my grandson and I talked about it, and he said he knew a great bar where it was a fun atmosphere to watch the game. So we decided to do that instead.
I mean, Peacock's I like it.
I think Peacock had a good broadcast. I don't know how it was on everybody's TV, but at the bar it would freeze and said, "I will be back in a moment," and there wasn't any commercials or anything.
Yeah, I like it. I like it in general. I mean, you can watch movies, all kinds of stuff on Peacock, so it doesn't bother me. I believe we have one more game on Peacock.
Northwestern.
Okay.
Northwestern. But we don't know, some of the other games might end up there too because not all the games are set for TV yet.
Oh, good point.
At this point, I'm getting kind of scared of Northwestern. No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
Oh, you are. They won't be able to move the ball against Iowa.
Yeah.
They struggled with Howard,
an
HBCU school.
Yeah.
They won 23-20.
Yeah. So we have Wisconsin this week, and then next week, the following week, we have
Minnesota.
Minnesota, and they're off this week.
Yeah.
I hate that. Flick's got a whole extra week to work on our game.
So far, he's what, 0-7?
Yeah, but he's never had a bye week going into our game.
Are you sure he's never had a bye week? No, Minnesota's a very bad team. It's not. They don't have their quarterback this year. They don't even have their running back this year. Like, literally, Minnesota can't do anything.
Saw someone asking if people were irate, and I was like irate was a bit of a overstatement for a $9 app. How come you guys are paying so much for it? I only paid $5.99 for mine. Is it a new charge now?
The wife just said that we paid $5.99 too. I don't know what we paid.
We paid $5.99. I see the bill.
The wife just said we paid $5.99 too.
Yeah, so you do too. So where's everybody coming up with these $6.99, $10.99, $9.99?
Well, I told people who kept complaining that it was only $10, so because I didn't know exactly what it was.
Okay. All right, here's Jared. So I'm trying to go in order here. I don't want to be accused of skipping anybody's questions in favor of somebody else. Okay. What were we thinking? Play calling after the 3rd and 1. We kind of covered that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I was mad.
Okay.
But I didn't go berserk or nothing.
Okay. I did what did Jared.
Okay, Casey.
Casey, are you on a couple adult beverages there? Oh, speaking of which, I tried some Swarm beer yesterday.
Is it good?
It was good. I mean, I'm serious. It was good. It was smooth. I'm not a beer drinker. I only drank the beer because my grandson just turned 21 and he wanted to have a drink with me.
Can you buy it on Amazon?
I don't know if you can or not. But we had it from the tap at the bar.
They have Swarm beer on tap?
Yeah.
That's good for Iowa.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, when he said that they had a Confluence beer or something like that, I think that's who makes Swarm. So I just said to the lady, I go, Swarm beer? She goes, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what we want. We want 2 Swarms.
That's
I got to try. I still have one of our regulars on here has sent me 2 cans. I still have it in my refrigerator. I think I will now drink it.
Well, I thought about like buying some for my sister or something just to get back to the university because I don't drink. So
I think this one's for me. Am I still worried about Minnesota and Rutgers? I'm not worried about Minnesota. We'll see about Rutgers.
You just said you were worried about Minnesota because they got
I said Northwestern.
Well, you also said Minnesota because he has a bye week.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
It's PJ.
Yeah, I did.
He has never beat
I was thinking before I knew it had a bye week, I wasn't going to have a big issue with it.
He has never beat Kirk, and he's got the worst team he's had in a long time.
Okay. All right. Come on, Paul. Hurry up and get on. By the way, guys, Paul's supposed to be on here any second.
I got to get off here soon. We got errands to run.
Okay. All right. And that Northwestern game might be flexed into Wrigley. It's in Wrigley, yeah. Well, that's already. You mean NBC might put it on their regular channel.
Yeah.
Okay, if Iowa's in control of its... Yeah, they've already done that to one game we were supposed to have on Peacock. Okay. If Iowa's in control of its destiny, that would seem like a game that would get moved to NBC. Yeah, if they win this weekend, everybody's going to be watching Iowa. And then they're all going to talk about how they did it with... Okay. Apparently, this was a Dolphin Eddie comment. Okay. Alrighty. Do you want to go over our picks then, since you want to get off, or are you going to wait a little bit?
Let's just wait because we got to go to Menards. We got some stuff we have to do. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got to get off here.
All right. I'll stay on for a while until Paul gets on.
Okay. Yeah. He's almost home.
I hope so.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye. Guys, he's leaving. Paul will be on in a minute. I'm going to stay on for now. Okay. All right. What do we got here? Okay. No, I meant that Jared did and listened to the radio, even though I get Peacock. Yeah. Um. Do you when you listen to the when you listen to on YouTube, you listen, I believe, on the radio through YouTube or just WHO? If you listen through YouTube, do you actually pause it so you don't get ahead of the game? Because I've always found that he's way ahead. That the play he's called the play before it's even ran, and so I quit watching it. But I turn on it immediately afterwards. I turn on the post game show right afterwards, and and watch it. But see, where I live in California, I have no choice but to listen to golf and Eddie through YouTube. There is no other option. You used to be able to listen on iHeart, but you can't listen on iHeart anymore. Okay. All right. Great chat. Thank you. Hoping you guys are hanging with me. Okay, this is another one. Any other Hawkeye news? Yeah. Noah Shannon should be back next week. We're expecting to be back. I mean, you guys saw how giddy Kirk was in his post game interview. And so Kirk doesn't say things like that. He just doesn't say things like that. So he must be coming back for sure. That's all I can think of is because you guys know Kirk and you know that he's not that giddy about news, but he's been pulling for Noah Shannon all year, and I think he's gonna love the fact that he's coming back. And we don't know if he'll get in the game though, because according to I've heard he's lost some weight, according to Jason, and he probably needs to get back into game shape. Says he wasn't planning on playing. Okay, Hawkeye wrestlers Nelson Brand, Tony Ospi, and college careers are overdue to the college gambling. Um, but are they going to follow on that and get back to wrestling again, you guys, or did they bet on wrestling? The wrestling on the wrestling team. If they bet on the wrestling team, then their college careers are over. Um, but like I said, this new news with the NCAA reconsidering and retroactiving suspensions to make them immediately eligible. Well, I guess we'll soon find out if these guys are going to be eligible. Okay. All right. Yeah. Guys, don't forget to go to the crossover at Kennick next Sunday. I wish I'd have gone a week later so I could have gone to the crossover next Sunday. That would have been so much fun to watch. To AJ, oh yeah, AJ Ferrari's court case was dropped, hoping that he will go to the Hawkeye wrestling team to join with him and his family. Oh, so he's the only brother not a member of the Hawkeyes yet. Because yeah, um, yeah. So I thought he was a member of it already. So yeah, hopefully he comes and joins his brothers. I think that's a no brainer. I think he will. Okay, I think Shannon coming back gives the Hawk a big. Oh, it does. God, it gives us a huge boost and gives us a little depth. But like I said, I don't know if we're going to see him this week. This week, practicing. I mean, you know. Okay. All righty. Brands and Caspioni are not ranked in the current internet. Yeah, because they weren't expected to wrestle. But like I said, I don't know. I can't remember if they were charged with betting on their own wrestling team. If they weren't, if they weren't, then they'll be immediately reinstated too. Yeah, that was done on purpose. I met Hy-Vee, guys, in case you didn't know, and I saw this sitting on one of the tables, and I grabbed it and I put it up behind me. Yeah. So now we're sponsored by Hy-Vee because they're sponsoring Caitlin. So Caitlin's up there with a Hy-Vee advertisement. Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, since I'm in Iowa and I have no place to go for Wi-Fi, this is why we're doing it early. Early because I lose my access to Wi-Fi early today, and so that's why we're here. And so let's hear more about what you guys would how did you guys grade the Purdue game? Let's hear more about how you do it. Yeah, you guys asked us to grade. I want you guys to grade the quarterback play, the running game, the defense, the offensive line. Yeah. Okay. Any Lorethra hopes of what am I? And hopes for women's basketball? I don't even know what that word means. Does that mean like are we gonna get back to the Final Four? Um, According to the preseason rankings, we're not. We're only number 6 in the preseason rankings. But I'm not sure what that means. That I can't even pronounce the word. So if you could say that in English for me, ask in English, I'd appreciate it. Yeah, that's why I'm here at Ivy, because the Wi-Fi is free. I'm staying with my wife's sister, and they're out in the country, and their Wi-Fi is not very strong. I tried it, and it did a lot of this, twirling and freezing, and so actually, Hy-Vee's Wi-Fi is a lot better than mine at my own home in California, because I'm also in the country, so our Wi-Fi options are are good. Okay, okay. Jared says offense C, defense A, special teams B. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, only because he had a kick blocked and he missed that other one. I thought it was closer than it was, but Jason said he missed it super wide. Okay. Expectations. Yeah, I think there's still strong expectations that this team should finish strong in the Big Ten. But remember, Maryland is going to be good again. Ohio State loaded up in the transfer portal. Plus, they've already had a solid team. I can't remember anybody else, but yeah, we should still be in the thick of it, guys. At least when we get to tournament, we should definitely be in the Sweet 16. Elite Eight maybe. Remember, it takes a little luck sometimes to get to the Final Four. Okay. Actually, I'm in Marshalltown. Guys. I'm in Marshalltown. It's closest one to me where I'm staying. But I could have picked a dozen of them to go to. We went to one in Des Moines yesterday. No, the day before. I stopped in one in Des Moines that was on Fleur Drive across the street from the airport. That was a nice IV. They sell clothing in there. They don't sell clothing in this Marshalltown one, but I don't know. Is that standard in IV now? Selling clothing? Okay. Okay. Jared rates the quarterback a B minus. Oh, did I see what you're saying? You're giving him a B minus because he didn't turn the ball over. He did throw an interception. Okay, offensive line a B plus. He did turn the ball over. I honestly gave him. I would give the quarterback play an F. I think Jason rated him a little high too. But that's just my personal opinion. That's what makes these shows fun, guys. Is we can agree to disagree and have a little fun with it. And everybody has their own personal opinion because, we're all paid $7 million a year, like Kirk Ferentz is, to analyze these teams, right? I wish. Wouldn't it be cool if I was getting $7 million a year for sitting in front of this camera for you guys? Yeah. Yeah. Guys, I'm trying to stall for Paul to be here, so he can join the show, but it's don't know if he's still. I'm gonna text him real quick and see if he's still coming. Okay. All right, guys. Okay, went to voicemail again. Um, so I think we're gonna try to start making Tuesday night instead of Wednesday night or regular night because we've had our best views. That video that we did for the pregame, we did last Tuesday. We've had the highest views that we've had in a long time on that video. Either you guys are helping us out by sharing it a lot, or people are finding it easier on Tuesday than they are on Wednesday because everybody's listening to Kirk on Wednesday, and um, the Nebraska Hawk Nest on Thursday. Okay. So I appreciate you guys coming because you guys have been faithful, and I really appreciate that because you guys could be watching Kirk, or maybe you are too. Okay. Coaching and B, I would like to see more aggressive play calling when they jump out ahead in the score. Yeah, we need to get Hayden Fry back. If we can dig him up out of the grave and make him alive again. Um, Hayden Fry was not scared to put the pedal on when he had a team down. He thoroughly and believed in finishing them off. Kirk does not, but I don't know if Kirk is because he's. I think he's scared that if he goes aggressive, they're going to do something dumb like throw the ball away or get intercepted or fumble it if they get too aggressive, and then they'll hurt themselves by losing the game. If you guys remember right, the 2002 game, the 2002 season, we played a different style of ball. We played aggressive. We did not play the conservative Kirk style of ball. That was aggressive with Brad Banks, and Brad Banks dug us out of so many holes. When it got to be, it came up when third down come up, he'd just find a way to extend plays. And if he couldn't find a person to throw the ball to, he extended the plays with his legs. Um, and it was a nice season because we scored a lot of points that season. I'd have to go back and find out what we actually scored on the average um, for that season. But you guys remember it well, I'm sure too. Hopefully, I don't know how old some of you guys are. This is a fly is nasty. Okay, guys, I really appreciate you guys being here. Please, if you haven't already liked this episode, make sure you like it. Make sure that you're subscribed to it. Make sure you share it. Sharing is really big. I share it all over the place. I'm sure you guys have seen me sharing it. I wish you guys would share it too. Help us this. Let's help this grow. Let's help this grow a lot. Let's show some of our fellow Hawkeye podcasters that we're just as good as they are. I've heard many times that people I've had a lot of people tell me that they like our show better than some of the others, that we're more informative than some of the others. I realize we're not near as informative when I'm here by myself as as we are when Paul and Jason are here. But and the show gets a little more serious when Paul's not here because we need Paul's humor. Anyhow, I'm just going to go ahead and sign off because we've been at this over an hour and 7 minutes, and I appreciate you guys. And please, 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 please share this with everybody that you can, okay? Guys, thank you. And go watch the 49ers tonight beat the Cowboys. Unless you're a Cowboy fan. Okay, let's answer this. Any expectations for the men's basketball team? If you're Fran McCaffrey, yes. I'm not putting any expectations one way or the other because this is the first time that we haven't had like a real superstar on the team. I think Peyton can be that. I think he can be that. I think he can be a 20-point average scorer game. But this team is going to be well balanced. They're going to be taller than last year. And I think there'll be a lot of times we'll be running without a true center, but that's typical Fran ball anyway. A lot of the people that they play in the 5 spot aren't a true 5 anyway. And so, yeah, I'm just going to go in this season with no expectations, bad or good, because I don't know what we're going to get. And we're going to find out early, guys. We're going to find out early what this team is made of. We get to play Creighton. I forget who else is on there. We get to play a few teams that could surprise us. That tournament we're going to, I don't remember where it's at. But USC is one of the teams. Oklahoma is one of the teams. And so I think we're going to find out early if this team is going to be able to live up to, not live up to expectations, but maybe live up to their expectations because nobody in a basketball season a team goes into a season and says, yeah, I'm not going to, we're going to win. Everyone says, yeah, our goals are always the same: win the conference, win the national title. Plus 50% winning season. I think they can do it. I think they can do it with what they have. Um, but but like I said, I don't know what to expect yet. But I would say if I had to make a guess, that they would be above 50%, but they'd be under 20 wins. Does that make sense? That's just my guess based on what we know is coming back. But these new guys are going to play. The four new guys, they're going to play a lot, and so the transfer portal guys are too. Franz pretty much said that he's playing them all. He's got a 12-man rotation right now that he truly loves, and he wants to find a way to get them all play, and so that yeah, I yeah. Let's get through football season, then we can worry about basketball later in the month. I don't know. Basketball starts later this month. I know the practices have already started, but Fran likes his team. He likes his team, and he thinks it's going to be a good one. And so I think he thinks that this team can do better. And you know what? With our superstars that we've had on the team, we have not met expectations. We've not won a Big Ten title except one Big Ten tournament. We've not gotten out of the first round. I guess one of the ones we didn't get out of the second round. And so that was the year I think both Keegan and Chris were still on the team. I think. Um, so maybe this year, without any expectation, maybe this is the year that we finally move out of the second round of the tournament, guys. You think? You know, right now preseason magazines. I've been reading them, and I actually have one right here with me. Preseason magazine has Iowa finishing ninth in the Big Ten for the season, and with the expectation that they can make the NCAA and that ninth position if a couple of things bounce their way, and if they can, if the guys that need to step up, step up. We're going to need Patrick McCaffrey to step up. And by the way, guys, he's already said he's not using his COVID year. This is his last year. He's leaving. Okay. Yeah, let's get out of here, guys. I appreciate it because we're down to one person anyway. We've gone from 7 or 8 or 9 down to one. So they're I guess they were bored with the basketball talk. Just me and Jared. All right, guys. Peace out, guys. See you guys on Tuesday. Bye.